I am on a walk. I decided I dragged myself. Say, okay, I need to go for a walk. I did do the workout this morning. It was pretty much stretching because let me tell you, I was sore. Listen, planning a party when you are the chef, the shopper, and you don't have a car, let me tell you, it is challenging. You're 67, don't forget that part. My body was so sore. First of all, somebody asked me just recently, I think yesterday, she said, I know when I go shopping, I have to carry so many bags and put them in my trunk. How do you go shopping with your, let me see, got my volume on. Oh, okay. I had turned it down. All right. Now you can hear me. Here's my building. Not that one. That one. Really tall and thin and slim. You know, it's funny. I was watching the news about the fires in Hong Kong. Oh my God. I can't even imagine the horror of what happened with old people trapped, flames. It's cray-cray. But, you know, you can't really, groups having pictures. Yeah, you can't prevent all these things. So, yeah, we have visitors. So I'm going over the overpass. That's how you go from one side of the street to another, right? When I first came a couple of years ago, I could not walk this overpass because I have such a fear of height. I used to walk in the middle, counting my steps, not looking to the right, not looking to the left. I know it sounds silly now, but last year I conquered. So, I am super stoked that I can do that now. But anyway, when I answered this subscriber, or maybe she just watches me, I said, first of all, there's no need to do really large shopping here in Panama. And I remember when I used to go to New York City, you could just, on the way home, just stop and get a few things. And then if you go to Europe, in Europe, you only have a small fridge. So you just get stuff like 2-3 times a week that you need to cook for the day. You don't need, this is a different mindset. So it's the same thing here. You know, I said, when you first get here to Panama, what you should do is get a card for PriceSmart. PriceSmart is like Sam's or Costco. I think it was like $30-some. When I first came, I think it went up. And you can have 2 people on your card. So if you had a friend, you can add her. So it only costs you each about $20 a year. And then you do have to renew. And then they deliver. So when you first get here, one of the things that you should do is go in and do your major purchases like toilet paper, soap, toothpaste, you know, all this stuff. Buy them in bulk, right? So that you don't have to go back and get those things. That's a smart thing to do. But the rest of it, you know, people who eat whatever, bread, fruit, all this stuff you can get, you know, once a week, twice a week, because, you know, first of all, you're retired. You don't have to shop or cook for a bunch of people. If it's just you, then you can go to the store once or twice a week. That gives you something to do. And then in terms of the fruit, because it doesn't have a lot of preservatives, they don't last long. So if you were to buy a whole bag of apples and it's just you, it's gonna go bad, right? So you buy a few, and then when you finish, then you go buy again. So you do not have to buy a lot of stuff. So I told you, I don't have one of these rolling carts. I will eventually get one, but I find them cumbersome to have to drag something behind me. I want to do that. The weather is very nice. It must have rained earlier. I don't know, some of you may not have seen this. I'm on the Cinta Costera, okay? You have 2 lanes. This is for bikes. This is for pedestrian. And then you're around the water, right? If you go straight, that's Casco Viejo, the old city, right? And then this is the same thing. Like if I stand on my balcony, that's what I see. And then when you go back this way, you get a city view. And this is my building. And then we just cross over and then we walk. Now in the morning, it gets really, really hot. So I don't like to walk in the morning. We're gonna be trying to get a group going. So I'm gonna have to go along with whatever the group decides. But so you do not have to buy a lot of stuff. Now, if you're going to have a party, right? And I shared my menu with you, and because I don't have a bunch of things at the house, meaning I had to get everything. So I kind of, dos chorizo por $1. Yeah, hot dog. They cut it and they string it and put a skewer through it, and they give you 2 for $1. And I'm like, no, you don't want to eat that stuff. And they do all the time. Oh my God. Whew. When I think of what goes in a hot dog, ew. All right. So what I did was I strategized. I look at my menu. I knew I had to get the turkey on Monday, so it would thaw out on Tuesday, do the dry brine Tuesday to Wednesday, and then Wednesday marinate. And my turkey was so flavorful with all the herbs. Oh my God. The carcass, that's the only thing that was left. Hola. Hola. Day after Thanksgiving, there's a sister, she said, I was invited, but I didn't make it. They say it tastes better the next day. Can I come over? And I was like, there's nothing left. The only thing we had left was rice, and I have some mac and cheese. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I'm not going to eat it. Everything else is gone, but there was a slice of cheesecake. I had that for breakfast this morning. So I need this walk, okay? So it is so nice to be walking. Everybody's out chilling, children. They're having chorizos, hot dog, not more. And you can find orange juice, pipa, which is cold coconut water. We call that pipa, aquí, pipa, all right? So don't say agua de coco, You know, Panama has certain expression for certain things. Like I tell people, like when I teach Spanish, and somebody says, there's something for you, you say, gracias, and they'll say, a la orden. A la orden means at your order. They don't say de nada here. No. All right, I'm going to show you this little aisle. Now, when they do the lights, I'll take you around. They're starting to put the lights out. Says, Feliz Navidad. See? And then they're going to have all this. Oh my God, it becomes like an enchanted garden, so to speak. But when you go down this little area. It's like foodie town. It's like a little foodie area. So they have all kinds of, you see that? Colombian food over here. Yes. So it's fun. People walk their dogs. And listen, you know, I keep saying joie de vivre. That's what I mean. All right. So I was thinking, and the challenge in Panama is that when you want to shop for certain things, you know you have to go to different places. You go to the supermercado, you're not going to find everything you need. So a lot of us end up in a place called San Felipe, which is where you can find your veggies. If you're looking for meats, San Felipe has a meat section. So I had the chicken wings there, and I showed you how much I paid for that. But I knew I couldn't get zucchini and squash. No, I knew that was there. I could find it. I'm not going to find that in the supermercado, right? What else? If I wanted like good sour cream, stuff like that, I know I have to go to Reba Smith. So I had to mentally, in my head, plan where I was going to go. Then I have to go to the ATM, get cash to go to certain places because I don't take the credit card. Then remember that saga with Marjorie. I wanted to get that plan. And she looks so good in her spot. I'm just going to pray that she doesn't, start acting up. Somebody said they're finicky. Anyway, you can rent one of these cycles, family cycle, I guess. And you can rent regular bicycles. And this little area, common like Casco Viejo, here you can get raspa. They do the shaved ice there. And look at that. See this little car? They have a grill in there. They're cooking, baby. Yes. And la música. Yes. But chorizo, drinks, fresas con crema, yeah, like some strawberry and cream, yep. And then they'll have like little games for kids, you see stuffed animals, yeah. And some people, they do that, because they know so many people are going to come through here. So again, for the shopping, I had to do all that planning in my head. But that meant, and then I had to go get my paintings. Hola. What time is the statehood? What? Ahichombo, yeah. That's your habanero pepper. Somebody said they are Scotch bonnet. I don't think they're Scotch bonnet, but I'm just glad I found some hot peppers because and then again, it depends where you go. You can find it sometimes, and sometimes you can't. I know for cauliflower, I went several places before I could find cauliflower because it's not something that they use here, right? But anyway, look at this view, huh? When you are walking, and then you see this. Sometimes people sit here, lovers come and sit and just hug and kiss. During the week, a lot of students are here. Yeah, this is why Panama is such a special place, isn't it? Yes. My Panama, love Panama. But anyway, so I'm telling you, sometime I had to come, drop some things off, and then go back. And listen, I allow myself one outing per day. So I always have my list on my phone of what I need. And then I go and I come home and that's it. Because in between, I'm doing things on the computer. I'm preparing my classes. I still, like I said, haven't done much with my recipe book. So I have a lot to keep me busy. So by the time, some days, let's say by Tuesday, I came home. Oh my God, I was so sore. I was like, oh, I need a foot massage. So yesterday it was so fun to see the sisters and of course, the cooking. I had to plan it too. So I did the mac and cheese on Wednesday. I did the ratatouille, not did them, prepare them. I did, the most popular dish yesterday was the cornbread stuff dressing. I'm Caribbean. I don't really care for that. But I made it and they were like, it's gone. Oh no. I was like, was it good? And then I cooked corvina. Corvina is the popular fish. I filleted a little bit, not too thin, but I had come home with a fish fry mix and I added some cornmeal to it. And then I cooked it and put lots of herbs, not your regular fish. And they're like, oh my God, they were so good. So they really enjoy the food. You saw the pictures, they were in line. And then they had lots of fruits. We had lots of drinks. I had sangria, no one even opened it. We had sorrel, the Jamaican girl brought sorrel, sorrel, which is a red drink. And we like that. Somebody brought rum punche. Rum punche, ron, R-O-N, is Spanish for rum, R-U-M. And then punche is punch. So here in Panama, you're going to see a bottle of ron punche. It looks like eggnog. I've never tasted eggnog, but I had two Panamanian friends in the group. And she's like, well, I know you like coffee. And they have one where they add coffee to it. I haven't opened that yet. But somebody had water delivered to my building, because I sent a list out. And then they said, have you sent the list? What do you need? So I had them bring fruit, water, nuts, what else? I don't remember, but we had plenty of what we needed. I already had plates and stuff. And Sonia said, I have one complaint. We need bigger plates. I had the plates left over, so I will get larger dinner plates for the next event. But this girl, Monica, she said, oh no, the stuffing is gone. This building here, we have a zip line up there. Zip line. I'm like, you're crazy to get on there. So, sometimes I do a live and I hear music like that. Then YouTube says, this video cannot be monetized because you're playing somebody's music. It's not me playing it. It's a stupid rule, seriously. Now see, this dog is not on a leash, which is not good. That's how I saw this dog go and take a bite out of a little dog. They're supposed to be on a leash. I get upset. So now this is a little game. Somebody's kicking in the net and they win something. Sometimes somebody might say, oh, Panamanians are simple-minded. There's nothing wrong with being simple-minded. It keeps them from being stressed out with this crazy life. So the little bit that they have, they enjoy it. You see, they're out there sitting in front of the water, just chilling. And the kids are having their sugary ice drink. I shudder, but hey, that is their life and their culture. But anyway, so yesterday when I went to bed last night, I was sore. I was tired. So usually I watch something, but my eyes shut down as soon as I hit that bed. And, I stretch and I massage, did my own massage. So this morning I was stiff moving, but I was like, okay. So I ate the cheesecake, had a cup of coffee, but I had to clean the house. I had to wipe down tables and stuff. You know, people were eating everywhere. And then it was like I have to sweep and clean the floors. And once I did that, it was like, oh, you know what? There is nothing like having a clean house. I'm sorry. Peaceful night, yes. Yes. So it's going to be dark, so I'm not going to be long. But I'm going to just pass Mercado de Mariscos to show you. You know, yesterday in the news, they said that they were giving away free fish. You should have seen the line around where I'm going to show. Some guys were in a truck. People came, opened their bags, and they just dropped fresh fish, but those fish were vacuum packed for free. For free. And there is another video. I think when I get home, I'm going to post where the government is making it possible for families to buy some holiday meals at a reduced rate. So to make sure that people have holiday food on their table. I don't know. Do we do that over there? I know we do soup kitchens. People stand in line. Just, I don't know. I think it feels like you're losing your dignity. Okay, when you get to this part of Mercado, this is where it starts. The restaurants. So it goes all around. And it's like one next to each other. So everybody has their favorite. My favorite is the one way at the end. So, and when you're passing here, they're always trying to get you to come in because those workers work on commission. And I read that Mercado de Mariscos means fish market. And it was donated by the Japanese. So I think that's important. I was in Coquelin and I was passing a small little bridge, and that's given by the Japanese. So the Japanese, you know, on a Friday night, it's very light. Probably because it's after Thanksgiving. Yeah. But people are eating leftover turkey. And they eat turkey here for the holidays, but today is a holiday. Oh, that's why. That's why you don't have so many people. Today is Dia de Independencia. They're celebrating independence from Spain, 1903. No, 1821, I believe. 1903 was separation from Colombia. So I thought there would be parades. I didn't hear any tamborino around here. And I was like, you know, I was thinking of going to Via España. And I said, nah. And then I went on TVN, which is my station. And usually they broadcast live. I didn't see anything. So tonight I'm just waiting to see if they're going to have fireworks. And if they do, I'll show you a little bit. But, you know, and then I make this left turn. My restaurant, you know, if you go around here, that's my favorite restaurant here at Mercado. But I like to go this way. And then it's lighted. The moment I get to a dark spot, I turn around. Because you don't want to be walking in the dark. It's not safe. But anyway, and if you go straight, you're going to get to Casco Viejo, which is the old city that you can see from my building that is over there. Oh, nope, over there with the light on the top. Right. You know, and the city is like a big circle. If you go around, you find everything. But anyway, I wanted to let you know that I'm walking off the the cheesecake, and I think I'm gonna sleep better tonight. Yes. All right, guys, the lights are getting in the way. I just wanted to touch base I'll show you some fireworks if we have fireworks. And then after that, we're going to have a break until Christmas. But SWRA, we're going to have a retreat December 9th, 7th to the 9th. We go into a beach resort. So I'll be sure to take you along. All right, guys, I'm going to keep going because these lights are going to get in the way. All right, I'm here. I'm alive. Good evening, watching from Wichita, Kansas while running on the treadmill. Good for you, girl. You know, I have not been on the treadmill for a little bit. I'm ashamed to say. You know, I do this workout 3 times a week, so that's my claim to fame, my excuse. But I prefer to walk, like I did that live for you on the causeway. So I'm not even close to the causeway now, but I like to walk this one because it's really, you know, the roads, the ground is very nice and even. And even people who have disabilities can drive here. I'm going to do a video with a sister who has some, she got some disability issues with movement, and she uses a roller. So I think there were a couple of people who were asking how they maneuver being in the city. Whoosh, you see the light. Because most people will tell you Panama City is not handicap friendly. And it depends on the neighborhood, right? So if you have a handicap, it doesn't mean you can't come. You just have to be selective in where you move to and how far you go. Because if you 100% disabled and you can't move at all, yeah, you really have to be careful as where to go, and make sure you have like a private driver to take you around. Because I do have a friend who is wheelchair dependent, and she has her private driver, and this lady is never home. She's always out and about. He's got a van, a minivan. He comes, picks her up, and that's her man. She's had him for years now. You know, I think she's been here like 4 years, and he's been her driver. So it can work. You just have to strategize and be careful. All right? Okay, guys. And here you could see the boats when they come back, bringing the fish, right? And for a while there, you see the city skyline. Some of the fishermen had said that people would steal their sail, attack them like pirate ships, and steal the fish that they fish overnight. This is so terrible. But anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna log off here and continue walking, and then come around. I'll be like 3 or 4 miles. All right. Tomorrow is Saturday. I'm teaching. Oh God, I have the live tomorrow afternoon. So if you have any specifics you want to talk about, well, maybe I can talk about the disability issue with moving to Panama. All right? Thank you so much. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye. Love you. Mwah.